allow the two
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
She
Off your mind. Off your
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you lie down, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Kwam and Pikin they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. My yegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. My yegun don't come, oh, yo. Man of the masses, my ego don't come, oh, my ego diary politico, my ego don't come, oh, Mayegun la wa mo la mo dodododo. Mayegun diary, Ayinde number 1. Mayegun la wa mo la mo dodododo. Mayegun diary, Ayinde number 1. Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Mayegun diary, Ayinde number 1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary, Ayinde number 1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary, Ayinde number 1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, Ayinde number 1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary, Ayinde number 1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, Ayinde number 1. Mayegun diary politico. Mayegun diary, Ayinde number 1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary, Ayinde number 1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary, Ayinde number 1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tójódodo. Mayegun diary, Ayinde number 1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn láìpẹ́.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn láìpẹ́.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bíjó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn láìpẹ́.
Máyégún ti dé.
Prẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn láìpẹ́.
Máyégún
ti dé. Hello there. So good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you're joining us. It is Máyégún live. So, brethren, welcome to the Temple of Truth. And as you are joining, remember, after reading the caption of the broadcast, please read the description of the broadcast as well. Like it, share it. I mean, it is so important that you help me like the broadcast, especially those of us on YouTube. Okay, so their algorithm, or whatever it is called, has done a great deal of blow on the reach of the platform. And I've known this, that if everyone who joins try to actually like the broadcast just before you settle down and then share it, you are helping me to beat that their AI algorithm by 15%. And like Tesco, every little help, every penny counts. So thanks to every one of you that have been doing that religiously. So thank you. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Send it to them. Tell them that Máyégún today, Máyégún is live. Tonight, we are sort of like having an update on, you see, the incident that took place between Kwam 1 and ValueJet, in which Kwam 1 turned himself to, this Lagos Agbero, in which he decided to stop the ValueJet flight from leaving the tarmac. Something that he initially came out to deny. Then after that, the same K1 then released a viral apology video where he apologized to Tinubu 2 times in that 150 seconds video. So he said he regretted his action. He regretted the incident. He regretted his action. And, he took responsibility for all that happened. He also apologized to the airline, to the pilot. But that seemed to be fake. I mean, there were those who watched that apology video and they said it was fake, that it wasn't genuine. But others were like, oh, genuine or not, Jare, just take it and just know that that's it. And hopefully they resolve it. While others they insisted that no. He has broken the law. And the right thing to happen is for him to be prosecuted for what he's done. You see, in this area of all these opinions, Kwam 1 himself was also battling his own sort of like internal demon. The inner demon. The demon that those who have known him for decades thought was enough to destroy him and destroy his career. It turned out good, and he's done very well for himself. But at the same time, it doesn't matter how successful some certain people can become that inner demon, right? Will always be like their shadow. It's always so with them. So while in the midst of that exchange and all that, and apologies and all that, there is another audio that is now making the round. This audio happened to be the conversation conversation about what happened. And at that point, it is believed that Kwam was having a chat with his own friends, I think, because the way he sounded, right, he was telling them about what happened. You know, he admitted to having an issue with whatever was the content of his flask. The primary reason why this whole thing is out there. Was he carrying alcohol? Kwam in that audio, in this leaked audio, some of you possibly have heard it. In the leaked audio, Kwam was telling his own friends or listeners that indeed he told the staff that the content of his flask was water and it was for his own health. But yet, they won't let him board with the flask. I got angry. He said it. He said, I got angry. And I said, then in that case, nobody was leaving. Nobody was going to board. And from that point, I think he kind of like automatically remembered the scenario again. In his voice, he became more enraged at that point. And that is where that threat against the airline owner and all of them became established. Meaning his apology. Now, here is something we can't really verify before I proceed. I don't have evidence that the audio was recorded at the heat of the moment. That means at the airport where the incident happened that same day. Or it was after the incident where he was probably telling people there about what happened. Okay. And then he made this statement and all of it. So I can't like independently verify that. Okay. However, the content of what he said and the tone with which he said it, and for those who understands the impunity that is currently enveloping Nigeria with Tinubu and his illegitimate regime and all this stuff that you've recorded so far, so make people to be more like, wow. And that's what I'm going to play for you now. So see if you are going to also probably say, wow. And then we're going to go to other things too. At least, let us start with this. Kwam 1.
Constantly take water. And he says to me, don't go with this. I said, you are my true words. I am a patient. I needed this water. Every second I needed it. You don't want to see me shut down. That was a conversation between me and him. And he left. He left me on the queue and he went to this person. They speak for some 2, 3, 4 minutes. And then he knocked on and says, you can't bother this aircraft if you said, are you fair? That was my first word to him. Are you fair? You're not fair. If you are fair, definitely you pick one thing out of it. That I am a patient. This is my water. Don't make it a national issue. That's what I say to you. If you believe in God, let them bring Bible, Quran.
Go ahead, just talk.
Don't worry. I said, don't bring it to a national issue. And he says, no. And the next thing, he instructed one person, don't let him go. I said, oh, is that the way you want it? If that's the way you want it, then nobody's going in. That's it. And it gets to a point, now gathering momentum, people are gathering, and I opened this. And I put the content on the screen. I said, this is water. How can you embarrass me? Show me, your boss, on the street. In government, I guarantee you, Shoname, in government. I said, don't embarrass your boss. We'll make this a national issue if that's what
Don't
you
worry.
want.
It's okay.
My name is Wasiu Ayinde. Nobody does that with me and get away with it.
It's okay. It's okay.
Nobody.
Okay.
Because I didn't go to look for trouble.
Morning, sir.
I did not.
Okay.
I didn't bypass queue. I didn't jump queue. I didn't do anything. And the next thing I heard, you can't go on that flight.
Wow.
I don't want to go on that flight anymore in my life.
It's okay.
But Shoname will feel it. Will feel me.
It's okay.
Will feel me
It's okay.
in his business.
It's okay. Are you done, sir? Is that all that happened?
Sorry?
Is that all that happened?
That's it. That's the only thing that happened.
Thank you so much for being sincere.
Thank you. I've heard what you said, and you know, ideally, if you have such conditions,
No, this one.
the simplest thing to do is, if there is a medical report to back up your argument, but look, the doctor said I should be doing this because every airline or everybody, there is this regulation of carrying liquid on board. And at a certain level, if you are able to prove beyond that, I say, okay, this is my medical report.
5th of May, I just had my surgery. I'm a patient.
Okay.
I'm a diabetes
Principal and
patient.
animation.
What I do constantly is, sorry,
Principal and animation.
for presidency.
Hold on.
So Kwam One said he just had an operation. He's diabetic. So he had an operation on the 5th of May. Okay. Here is my own intrusive thoughts now. Just walk with me, okay? This incident happened on the 7th of May. And on the 6th of May, the same Kwam One was his video of an event in Lagos was on social media where he was playing the night prior before going to that Abuja that caused this whole thing. So what kind of operation would somebody have? Or what kind of ailment would you have? Diabetics, he said it's diabetic. That they will give you water. And everybody knows that on the aircraft, yeah, they are going to provide you water. If it's water, water is easy. All right. So the airline staff said it was carrying alcohol, something that he personally has denied. So if it was water, and how did they know he was carrying alcohol? Because they won't let him carry this content on their aircraft. He opened it and he poured the content on the face of one of the staff. That's how they got to be like, oh, it's alcohol. So a frequent flyer would know that there is, there is a measurement of liquid that you can take on board. You can't take bottled water on board. You have to drop it in the bin where you are actually going to be doing all this your checking and security. That's the normal thing, isn't it? So whether you put the water inside flask or you put it inside the water bottle, or you have this, bottled water, this Ragoli Sabieva, you can't take them on the plane. So then Kwam One, while speaking to these guys who were explaining all of that to him and telling him to be like sorry. So he said, the owner of the airline, Shoname, you with me? The owner of the airline is Shoname. And he said, all of you are going to put your boss in trouble. That in politics, I am a guarantor for your boss. Partially said that. So which means I guaranteed for your boss in some political circle for his business. So he wanted to keep going like, this what you are trying with me. Nobody tried this thing with me and get away with it. Nobody will try this with me and get away with it. And I'm going to deal with your boss, kind of like, you are just going to let me destroy your boss's business. For this kind of embarrassment, you embarrassed me. And at the end of that audio, I don't know if anybody else heard that. When they said that somebody from the presidency on the phone, that was when the audio ended. Because he was making these frantic calls and all of that. So the same president DOC came out and said they were putting him on a no-fly zone, no-fly list. No-fly list means Wasiu Ayinde can't fly any aircraft, any airline in Nigeria, either foreign or local. He can't. No-fly list means he wouldn't be able to leave Nigeria, except maybe he drives to Benin Republic, then Togo, then Ghana, and then fly from Ghana. And I don't even know how that works anyway. No fly list means no fly list. But the guy is still flying. So his apology is nothing. So then I know the Shonames. And now, I know the Shonames. Princess Balogun. Is Princess with us tonight? Is he referring to the same Shonames? How many of you know the Shonames in Ekene? They actually have one, is it mini stadium built by one of them? The current winner of Nigeria's FA Cup, the club, I think is owned by one of the Shonames. You know what I mean now? Like, they're actually like Ijabus, like with K1 himself. You know? Is that the same Shoname? Kwam mad girl. He must actually have so much, I don't know, you know, apart from the fact that people may look at him as a wealthy Agbero. The thing here is that Kwamwan's Kwamwan's wealth comes from the generosity of people like the Shonames and all these guys who have always been gracing his stuff and other. So he must have built so much political kind of like leverage that some of us have no idea of. I'm talking about K1, because you are talking to somebody who has a multi-billion dollars sort of like a business empire. Maybe multi-million dollars, because I don't know if they are billionaires in dollars. But these guys are actually like, and the Shonames, they have been like that for, oh my God. So what can K1 use? Okay, maybe just by making call to the Tifnumbus and one single announcement, boom. The Shonames that have their billions, they can have all their businesses truncated simply because they won't let Kwam carry alcohol onto the aircraft. Because I don't understand. These are people that will carry their millions and spray it on him. So his wealth comes from most of them's generosity. Do you get what I mean now? So, and then of course, yeah, he's an artist. He sold his albums, he sold his he sold shows and all of that stuff. I'm not trying to kind of like downplay, but every show, one show, there were always those who are going to walk in with bags of money. And it's been like that for decades. So there are those who will tell you that they are their fans. When I was growing up, right? Ah, man, sometimes they say the area you grew up, sometimes will sort of like influence. You know, where you grew up can actually influence you. When I was growing up, yeah, and I used to listen to Kwam. Some of you who follows me on Facebook, you see, most of the time when I'm doing my driving, I listen to music and I kind of like just sing along like nothing in the world really matters anymore. Do you understand? So that's because when I was growing up, I used to listen to a lot of music. Like, and most of them are just like Yoruba music, all kind of a genre of music. But Fuji is my kind of like favorite. So when I was growing up, I used to tell myself, a small boy, I'll be telling myself that, man, I know that the whole Wasiu Ayinde. Then it later became Kwam 1. Then after Kwam 1, then he turned himself to K1 the ultimate and all that stuff. So I used to say that to myself. I don't know how many of you who have probably been who were in that same shoes when you were growing up. I'll tell myself, I will listen to Ayinde's music. I will sing and sing and sing and say, Baba, if I make it, I the whole K1 I the whole K1 money. It was when I kind of like became an adult. And then life happens. And I realized that there's actually so much expected of you as an adult that, man, you must really be like, stupid to pack your money and start throwing your money at somebody like the way I dreamt of doing when I grew up. And then, it became a apist, and I was like, no, I would never give him my money again. So somebody like that, from where I come from, is considered as somebody who used people as ladders to get to wherever he's going, because majority of those who used to spray him money, majority of them have become they have either been to prison. Some of them have now become so poor, wretched. Some of them are dead and all that. So from where I come from, it's like, he used them to climb, because the moment you are no longer with money, it will be the first to ignore you in any public gathering, for those who know K1 very well. So it makes me feel like it's only stupid people that just throw their money at these guys. But that's just my own story. So events are things like this finally kind of like make people like us to say, well, we just enjoy the music if it sounds good. And then, ignore the musician himself, because he's not any kind of a real role model, that you can by any means emulate, unfortunately. His stories are always like that. But in my head, I'm like, couple like say, make somebody like me can say big man, like Director Scott. Somebody like Mayeguna can they say, I won't show this Director Scott. That kind of level. I say, Director Scott, I will show you. I said, Mayeguna, calm down. Anyway, so people are saying that if Nigeria was a real country, here is what their Criminal Code Act says about what Wasiu Ayinde did. Okay, so obstructing railways. That is Criminal Code Cap C 38, I think it's called. Obstructing railways. Any person who by any unlawful act or by any intentional omission to do any act which it is his duty to do causes any engine or vehicle in use upon a railway to be obstructed in its passage on the railway is guilty of a misdemeanor and is liable to imprisonment for 2 years. Obstructing aircraft. Any person who, by any unlawful act obstructs, causes an alteration to be made in the course of or in any way whatsoever hinders or impedes the movement of any aircraft which is in motion on or in flight over any aerodrome is guilty of a misdemeanor and is liable to imprisonment for 2 years. That if to say it was even in that same Nigeria, let us stop saying if it was in a working country. Even in Nigeria, if they decided to use their laws for real, respect it for once, no matter whose ox is God, and no matter that person's public, standing, like follow the law. They have laws that could actually tame all of these discrepancies, all of this impunity. Unfortunately, they won't use them. So even in Nigeria, what he did that day, me will not be lawyer, I can still count at least 22 charges. In one of them, na death sentence if he's found guilty. You know why did I say that? I'm saying in Nigeria. Because it is in Nigeria that they charge somebody for terrorism because of an hashtag. Hashtag revolution now. They charged Omoyele Sowore for treason. And if they found him guilty, now death by firing squad because of hashtag, compared to somebody who put the lives of over 150 people, 157 people in danger because he is drunk and he is also connected. So if you follow the law, I can really start about 15. I'll give you some of them. Mode the counter. The first one, assault and aggravated. Don't mind me. I read some of those things. I mean, I saw some of those things in movies. So the first one is that disobedience to lawful order, the airport order that says you must submit yourself for proper check before you go on, and you must be cleared before you go on to go on board. So he violated the respect, obeying the lawful order, disrupted that. That's count one. Count two, carrying a content that is, highly inflammable because it's alcoholic in an attempt to bomb a plane. That's terrorism. Then you go on to carrying a content above the required content, on board, which is also tantamount to the tampering with the eardrum or whatever to the ear, which can cause explosion. Terrorism by explosion, by ear explosion. That's another one, terrorism too. Number three, invading the tarmac of the plane, of the airport, which is called, what do you call that thing again? Trespassing. Trespassing to the tarmac itself is another crime. Then trying to stop the aircraft from moving, which is under section, don't worry. That one is said an attempt to hijack a plane. That's another one. Trauma for the pilot who has now been, she's now in the hospital receiving psychological and trauma treatments. That's another one. So you put them in trauma. 160 passengers, right? In which half of them also have serious different medical conditions, which has already skyrocketed because they thought it was an hijacker. Terrorism by aggravating people's pain and panic rather. By the time we shall finish drafting it, we'll see like about 2022. And I promise you, 7 of them, they will find him guilty. Now, if you do that to someone and you made them pay hundreds of millions in damages, those other ones who are so rich, you understand? They'll be careful. They have the laws there. Are they not the ones who are drafting different charges against people who have done nothing? And the same rogues are the ones who are also drafting, policies that is rehabilitating terrorists that are killing Nigerians. Are they not the same? They have all these useless, criminal lawyers in that place that helps them to draft all this nonsense. Once they are determined to use their law, now then you go on to say there's a section 7, subsection 7B, 7B, C, D of Kiniko that you've never heard in your life. All because, and then you say, when did this one come? They say, it is the 1929 little thing law. 1929 law. Because you won't send me go jail. You don't get any law. We start from 2000, 2005, you get 2010. You have to go to 1929. Something where colonial is drafted for you. You have to go back there and draft and say you won't send me go jail. That's Nigeria. And at the same time, they can turn blind eyes and just pretend that they are not seeing any impunity. As the people concerned are maybe just sacred people. Can't touch them. So you don't run a country like that. That's the point. You don't. And then expect that such country to actually work out. It won't. It's not because so. You get me now. So Kwam one is going to get away with it. The Shonames are probably just going to laugh. Do you get what I mean? Like, because like I said, the Shonames that I know, they are not into politics. So like, joining, but no, they are not. So they are like so rooted enough that you can call them, all this quiet money. And I think it's because this young Shoname that is believed to be venturing into this sports. I think they also have sporting bets or something. But yeah, K1 may have all the political connection to make him believe that Tinubu will now use his own office to destroy multi-billion naira businesses because somebody made Kwam one feel bad. Do you get me now? Oh, it's because somebody bruised your ego. Yeah, they bruised my ego. I want you to destroy their business. Oh, that's good. Consider it done. Oh yeah, destroy their business. Like, I don't think Koolu will be that foolish. But like I said, more leave on. Okay. So let's go to something else. There are different dramas everywhere. But this one, I would say it wouldn't have been any of my business. But because I know this pattern, and we know those who are always going to fill in the gap, and there is no way that the same looters are not going to part with their looted fund in funding these God's projects. So what is that? Adeboye was talking to them. They were having their, I don't know, maybe Holy Ghost Congress or conference or something. I don't know. So a part of the video was when, and in fact, before then, I have been seeing videos. First, I saw videos of how people were, trooping in, a lot of people. Somebody made a video and said, look at this place, look at how this big one, business center, blah, 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 blah. It's none of my business. So I'm not going to give you that kind of video. So that those of you who come onto my Egun's Diary Political, whenever I'm talking about these guys, wouldn't just be justified to think, oh, it's because you hate religion. Or it's because you hate this church. It's because you hate that. No, I don't hate anyone. I don't even have any reason to hate them. I'm just pointing out whatever role they are playing in the degeneration of this Nigeria. And I won't pretend, right, that I'm not saying that in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Here you get. I won't. And that is why they can be running their business. I mean, they're running their business. They're doing fine. Those who are patronizing them are not complaining. They are even the ones that will tell you, is it your money? What's your business? Leave him alone. This and that. So I am not bothered. But the only thing is that when you look at the characters destroying this contraption, and then you see that RCCG is the Christian wing, which they call the prayer wing of the APC. And for those of us who have been working in exposing all of these connections in which they have used them to try to keep people under check. So the people that are hoping, expecting a miracle, a better life, a better job, looking for a miracle. They want the fruit of the womb. They want new jobs. They want improved lives. They want better health. They want something. And somebody somewhere offering it to them by faith. So it's going to be difficult for you to now come and say, oh, this person is this. No. They are their business partners. And it's nobody's business until you now see that they are using that same platform to not only to hoodwink the people, it is to also, right, mislead them. That's what they're doing, misleading them by saying whatever they are facing in their lives is either because they are not paying enough tithe, they are not giving God enough money, they are not praying enough, they are not attending this or that enough, in a way that they take their mind away from what the criminal politicians are doing to them, which that in itself is worse than what they might be conjuring in their mind of spiritual this, spiritual that. So when you now see that connection, even if you still feel like, okay, it's not be my business. But when somebody who is controlling, a followership of over 80 to 90 million people, that can be our business. Especially when the rogues who are looting the country, borrowing to loot, are doing that. The economy policies that continue to impoverish the people, they continue to do that. And somebody is saying, no, you need to pray for this country. There were many problem. If it's a money problem, yeah. Another place that money problem is when you now see that when they are doing this, their prayer, this prayer, that government house or anywhere, these same rogues responsible for the situation in that contraption, now these same rogues go sit for the front row and they are the top donors too. These guys are looting to donate to God. Is that right? So you see, if it's where the thing mix with that to make I tell you clearly before I continue. So when you now see that in the house of God, God doesn't reject anybody, including looters, including money launderers and all of that. Okay. So what about the stuff they are bringing? Like, especially when you know that a governor that comes to your church and give you 50 million, 100 million towards church donation or church building must have looted that money. There is no generous politician in Nigeria. Do you know that? That's another one, no. Director Scott. Sure, say there is no generous politician in Nigeria. So that is why when they before they attain public office, they are already government contractors behind the scene. That is what usually attracts them to politics. You will see somebody who says he's a private guy, private businessman. Then suddenly he's a politician because he's been a government contractor. And he's saying that instead of me collecting contract, why I no could join? Here you get mad, they be the one to give out the contracts. That's how many of them ended up joining politics. So if they give you their money, it's because they know they will steal more. And when they steal, they always steal the ones they will also share so that they will keep power in order to steal more. And the cycle continues like that. They are generous with your money. That's what they're doing. They are generous with your money. A state governor will go somewhere and say, praise the Lord. They say, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Say, Father, I want to thank our GO. Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir. When I was having trouble governing the states, my heart is troubled. What did I do? I called Daddy. And Daddy said, pray, let's pray. And he prayed for me. And all my trouble of how to govern this state just disappeared. And today, our people in this state are so grateful to God that I am their governor. And that is why the people of this state says, I should say thank you to God and our daddy. From that project, sir. I want to say that, sir, I want to say that it's a token, sir. Yeah, it's a token, tiny, of our appreciation to God. The state will give you 1 billion naira. Where is he getting it from? You know what's going to happen next? These church people, they will scream, praise God, hallelujah, praise God, 1 billion. Oh my God, Jesus, man, I can't believe it. God is wonderful. Oh, now their money that they take to donation. So similarly, that one is they are even funnier. How this Sharia North Bewiri terrorist governors from northern Nigeria, those ones are worse. What if you just wake up? Sallu ala Nabi Karim, they say, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. They will speak out the language. Like you get, and all of that. Then he will run it to and say, I will build 21 mosques for 11 billion naira. That's the project. Takbir! Everybody will shout, Allahu Akbar! So it was like, the whole thing reeks of hypocrisy, blasphemy, and they are all happening in there that if you want to offend all these sheepies, talk about their Baba Geos and Mama Geos. That is when they will remind you that you will go to, you go do a fire. This is the way you go do a fire. You need to repent. Don't talk about, I shall not talk about my anointed. I said, well, I am also anointed, just for your information. I don't just have the kind of, what do you call it? Leverage that these guys are, because I'm more strong. It is only Adeboye and not this church pastors in Nigeria that can stand up and say, I need 10 people to give me 10 billion naira. You feel me? Sorry, I want to check my. Sorry about that. It is only in Nigeria that somebody will stand up and say, God says somebody should give me 10 billion here. And then poor people, they're going to watch these criminals fight over themselves. I'll give you 1 billion, I'll give you 2 billion, and all of that stuff. Now, that's what happened. Inside there, Baba Adeboye is, Adeboye or Iroboye. So, in his church, said the church is now so overcrowded. More and more people are looking for salvation. And right now, they wouldn't want any form of a stampede. So they need to build more sheds. And I think more patios or more rooms and all that. So Baba said he needed 10 people to 10 people to give him 1 billion. Another 100 people to give him 100 million. So we put the whole thing together. It was 20 billion naira. Is Jesus not wonderful?
But right now, when I need at least 10 of my children, who can give me 1 billion naira each. And they could be the billion, and then I need 100 of my children who I need to come who can give me 100 million naira each. You want to give me million and I need a but right.
Although he's not talking to us, so don't get me wrong, go. But it's kind of like ridiculous, today's Nigeria, sure you get that the church is asking for that. And of course, they will get it. You get? Anyway, me, I don't, you know, I don't need 10 people to give me 10 billion. I'll be 100 people to give me 100 million naira each. Remember my own fundraiser on the side. What I'm raising is about 800 pounds. Let's put it that way. And I have had some of my people who have reached out, and I can tell you now that I've actually raised just about 300 pounds of that. And I'm grateful. So how many people will give me 500 pounds in the next hour as your GO? I mean, come on. But we'll come back to that. So here is the new landlord. He called himself, he said he's the new landlord of the ADC. Okay, no, not new landlord. He is the landlord of the ADC. And people like Rotifmi Amechi, that they don't have, that he doesn't even have any say in their ADC. And according to him, his name is, by the way, his name is Leke Abejide. I'll show you so, right? So it was with Shemun Okimbaloye. So he said, being the only ADC House of Representatives members from Kogi State, who also stands as the leader of the party all over Nigeria, as in the only elected member of the party at the national level in Nigeria. So that puts him at, gives him a seat at their neck table. Anyway, to him, ADC has endorsed Tinubu for 2027. So any coalition that is not going to endorse Tinubu for 2027, is a joke. That's why he calls it. He said it's a joke. That's the one we're going to go to listen to next. Yeah, this part.
Let me ask you, would you be willing to reconcile with Ralph Nwosu? Because I understand that you both of you are no longer in talking terms.
No, we're in talking terms. I'm not fighting Ralph Nwosu. He's a good man. I'm fighting the interlopers. The meddlesome interlopers who came from nowhere. And do you even know what made me to be very angry? Even when they were doing all this, I was just watching. But they went to my state and started destabilizing things.
If they had given you the structure of your state, would you be okay?
If they give me the structure of my state, and then we arrange everything properly from up, I'll be okay. So the coalition that I can support, it's one that will give President Wasiu support. You know why? There is nobody you bring now that will do better than him. And again, he has only one target. Who are you going to bring to spend one time? They are only telling lies. They will.
Jonathan will spend only one time by law. He can't spend more than 2 times.
Jonathan cannot even contest any longer.
Why can't he?
He started back, according to law, you cannot be sworn twice. It's a law. So he cannot even dare it. If he wins, the same person who came second will take it from him.
Because that's the person they say if he's on the ballot, he would defeat President Tinubu.
No, even though he's on the ballot, President will defeat him like no man business. Do you know the person that they are contesting with? It's a real politician, no, not like Jonathan, no. There are two different people. See, you are a political guru now, even though you are not a politician. You knew what happened in 2003 when Obasanjo deceived them and asked them to support him so that he will support them in AD, and he used the system to take them off. But this president was the only progressive governor standing. He understood this system more than anybody. We are all following his footsteps. People like me can be doing this in my federal constituency because I learned his rope.
Eustace, I work for the people, for the masses. I don't believe in all this calling leader. No.
So
I believe in the grassroots.
Is Tinubu or nobody for you?
Tinubu or nobody.
If Tinubu decides not to run,
this coalition can be reorganized. We can talk to Atiku. We can talk to Obi. We can talk to, who is the next person you have mentioned?
Amaechi.
No, Amaechi is not a factor in this. You can't win in the state.
What? Really?
It's not a politician.
He's won elections before.
It's just politician before. Not real now, real politician. We are talking people who can pull crowd. You can talk of Atiku, I agree. You can talk of Obi, I agree. But Amaechi is out of the calculation. Forget about that one.
Really?
These two people, yes, we can have an agreement. Obi is talking blah blah blah. He will do this. It's easy to talk. You can say, okay, because Aswaju has only one term. Let's form this coalition to support him. Then we will tell him that in 2031, one of you will come out to. And we can then join them. It's an agreement. And it will be easier for one of them to become president.
So if
what they are doing now.
So if they don't agree with you, you make sure that you deal with them and you not allow things to work. Is that your plan?
See, they are already dealing with me. According to them, I will send them back to where they come from. See, I'm not a weak politician. I'm not a weak politician.
But you are underrated.
But I'm underrated. You see, if I'm a weak politician, when you know how my state was, I wouldn't have won. I was the only one who won my seat.
But you are only playing in Kogi politics.
Yes, but all of us,
in 3 local governments.
Every politics is local.
And you want to fight people.
Start from your
you want
locality.
to fight people who have been playing national politics for years.
I'm now in national politics now. This is my 7th year in the national now. I'm not a baby again in the national. So if you underrate me, I will tell you that I'm not a weak politician.
So you will show them.
Yes, he's going to show them. Una don't hear him. No, that's not all. Though. So according to Mr. Leke, this coalition is not going to hold. In as much as it is an effort to remove Tinubu. For somebody like him, it's not going to happen. Milady Latu Aruna, do you know how many days now I've wanted to say happy birthday to you? Because the last day when on your birthday, I was supposed to be on. I wasn't. So should I say happy belated birthday to you, ma'am? Many happy returns, oh. God bless you. You already sent my cake, so you don't have to do it again, right? Right. Mr. Abejide has been known to be a self-confessed Tinubuist. So it might be the last kind of like deposit because this their coalition. People like Abejide, Dumebi Kashiku, and a couple of others are now considered as a clog in the wheel, as you know what I mean now, of the coalition movement. And when you look at the caliber of people who have been mentioned to be part of this their coalition, Atiku, El Rufaya, David Mark, Peter Obi, and Amaechi. Did you hear what he said? What he said about Amaechi? He said Amaechi is not a factor, Jerry. Let's talk about like real people. You get? So these are people that everyone seems to believe that some of them are very, very desperate. If they want something, they will get it. And somebody like Abejide is just a small fry. You get? And the guy is telling them, don't underrate me. Oh. Don't underrate me. Oh. Anyway, they gave him a mic. Here is the other part of what he had to say. And then there is a lady who apologized to her mom, who has been a long time church servant. This is not an attack on your religion, though, right? Do you know? I hope you know that, right? Good. I'm coming to that. Let this guy finish. Mr. Abejide, the landlord of ADC, he called himself.
Landlord of ADC.
Landlord of ADC. Okay, how can I win back to back if I'm not the landlord? Tell me whoever has ever won back to back with that party in Nigeria.
So you are the landlord of ADC just because you are the only National Assembly
who has won back to back
officer
with the party.
Does that make you?
Do you think it's easy to win?
Does that make you the owner of the party?
For me to defeat APC and defeat PDP.
But does that make you the owner of the party?
I'm not saying I'm only the owner, but the landlord,
say you are the landlord,
the highest ranking member of that party in NEC.
Did Raf also consult you before agreeing to the coalition?
You only told me people are coming to the party, which we expected to come naturally, but they didn't come. He didn't tell me he's going to leave. He didn't tell me he's resigning. He didn't tell me somebody is taking over from him.
You feel betrayed.
I feel betrayed.
By Raf Nwosu.
All of them together. Because if you are leaving the stage, you're supposed to call a NEC meeting whereby we will discuss it. So if I can work with them, I will tell you I can work with them. If I cannot work with them, I will say no, let them come and be just a member while you still remain chairman.
Doesn't that show that you are not in charge?
I'm in charge. If I'm not in charge, they will not be running up on that. You will just give me a few days. Whether I'm in charge or I'm not in charge.
What will happen in a few days?
Time will tell.
It just speaks what the accusation, some of those who just came into the ADC are saying, that you are just a puppet and you are a tool in the hands of the APC to work against the interests of the ADC. Because you have always supported.
I've never hidden my intention or love for the president. I've never worked.
So you are ADC during the day, APC at night.
Both day and night. For the presidency,
you are APC.
I'm supporting the candidate, not the party. I'm supporting the person.
But there's no way the APC and the president are on the same circle on the ballot. Honorable Leke Abejide of the ADC is APC during the day, at night ADC. What kind of politician does that make you?
Igwe now, because you look like Igwe. Igwe now, in Nigeria, you cannot play politics of isolation. That you want to stand and I used to tell people, you must have a leader. And it's only that my leader is not in my party. And I want to tell you that this issue of coalition, Yamutu, according to Hausa.
What does Yamutu
mean?
Don't die. Where you have Atiku, David Mark,
we send them back to where they came from.
How would you do that? These people are more powerful than you, politically speaking.
Legally.
Really? Have you gone to court?
I'm still seeking the opinion of my legal luminaries.
What they have said in the ADC is that they've done their homework, legally speaking, and everything looks very
Can
tidy.
I tell you whether it's legal or illegal what they have done? Can I say that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I told you the Constitution does not allow for a new member to come and hold national office. But somebody came and took over as interim national chairman. Then there was no meeting of NEC called. By the time I give to you, give me next week, I'll be able to show you some documents to show you that there was no proper NEC called. And after he has handed over, that was when he now wrote to Ayinde and started asking that he wants to hand over to some new leadership of the party. So, but I will give you the document. Just give me just few days.
So you are coming big time. You want to send Atiku, Amechi,
back,
El-Rufai, Aregbesola,
back to their base.
ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ yìí ọ̀ ń ṣeré ni àbọ̀ ń ṣiyè ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ yìí On ṣeré ni àbọ̀ ń ṣe èrè.
Mr. Leke, it looks kind of like a clown, right? And the way he sort of like talks also makes him sound like a clown. But I think when he said, "Don't underrate me," he was right. He is from Kogi, the state of Yeye Bello, where election is basically war. Ask Natasha. So yeah, he's got his own way. He wanted to be governor of Kogi State at a point, but that didn't work out well. But this guy has been elected in the midst of this whole thing. He has been elected twice, 2019, 2023. Indeed, he's been in the National Assembly for a while, at least. So in that his own small space, he's a king there politically. Whatever he is doing in that space, give him his credit. But also, when you now look at it like, logically, that also paints some kind of very disappointing picture. When you look at him and you look at Nigeria, and then you have the exact picture of why Nigeria is what Nigeria is, because people like him makes up over 80% of those who are holding political office in Nigeria. Their mindset, their thought process, and the rest of that, you will look at them and laugh. You won't join politics. You won't. It's dirty. They are this or that. Therefore, clowns, the worst of us is now representing us. The worst of us are those who are leading us. So you look at him, you laugh. He's one of those making laws for Nigeria. He's one of those who are passing budgets for Nigeria. Now imagine the kind of tragedy that has befallen a nation that parades characters like that as their leaders. So as you are laughing, you should at the same time be reflecting. All of us, So when they say they want to, Nigeria is going to be better and all of that, and some of you, the obedient, moment Obi comes in, at least we believe that, but I would have to deal with these characters. They are all over the place. And guess what? They are the reflection of the people that they are leading. When I say they are the reflection of people they are leading, you go take a look at their constituents. When I say constituents, the people that are supporting them or voting for them or they are bribing for whatever it is, go take a look at them. And then tell me if the apple has fallen far from the tree. So you can't build a nation where you have mediocres like that, making your laws, debating your budget and passing your budget, approving loans. Because to them, politics is about winning elections. It's not actually about delivering governance. Not really. You get what I mean? And this was him when he wanted to be their governor. Like I said, that didn't work out. So
I will respect all my traditional rulers. I will give you the due respect that is needed. I will make sure anytime I invite you, I will call you, put you in the best hotel for you to enjoy yourself. I will not look down and put you inside some. I will respect all my traditional rulers. I will give you the due respect that is needed. I will make sure anytime I invite you, I will call you, put you in the best hotel for you to enjoy yourself. I will not look down and put you inside some. I will.
Somebody just typed, "Wow, African Wahala." Have you listened to the one that is their governor now? Olodo of Kogi. So So those of you who sabi pray for Nigeria, keep praying, Those of you who won't fight for Nigeria, now better go back to the gym and start getting your energy back. With the characters like that, you can know that Iluyeti last dent. So it is all man for himself now. All man for himself. So as long as you can sort yourself, never to go sort himself. He has a colleague somewhere in Kirby. Like I said, they are the reflection of the people they are leading. They are not different. So those of you, Mr. and Mrs., don't give up on Nigeria. Here is something for you. As some of you are laboring or, striving to actually make a difference, you want Nigeria to be better. On the other hand, some people, they collect 400 naira to further bury Nigeria. Their actions have led to horrible people gaining power and then using that power to punish them. Do you understand? While you think you are starving to make Nigeria work, this Nigeria must work in our lifetime. This is because I've had people say that, okay? So this Nigeria must work in my lifetime. As you are, striving to have that happen, some people, they collect 1,000 naira, 2,000 naira to further get crooked criminals into power. Who will then, after getting that power, they will now punish everybody all together, including the people that they gave for 400 naira, 1,000 naira to. You that collected no shishi because you want Nigeria to be better on this. Those ones and their choice and their enablement, right? They will now bring in criminals whose actions, policies will make life even harder for you. Is they see them? Somebody said, some of you must die if this country must work. Some people must die. I said, who are those people that must die? I said, those who are enabling these criminal politicians. I said, well, there are many. So it's either you are going to actually have to fight a civil war with the Ronukus. You just start a revolution and their criminal leaders won't be they won't be the only target. You will also have to target the Ronukus. So that way you are cleansing the whole place. You are ensuring that you are cleansing their enablers too. I'm just saying, because it's so massive that the criminal politicians have invested so much in impoverishing the people enough that, Papa, a complex, the pool can never dry. Countries, they pull people out of poverty. Nigerian criminal politicians are dipping people into poverty and they're asking them to clap and be grateful. They are telling them that it could be worse. Yeah, we know things are not easy, but it could be worse. You should be grateful. Be thankful. Be thankful that you are not like Somalia. You are not like Sudan. You are not like this or that. They are telling their people that life is worse than whatever hardship they are facing. But instead of them to get mad at their leaders, they should be encouraging their leaders. Papa, encourage them to do what? To do their job. It's crazy, isn't it? There is this retired soldier in Abuja. I think they say he's a retired general. What happened? Among all these grabbed lands by Werewike in Abuja, I'm surprised that the man is surprised that it is his own turn. Maybe he's not, because the video didn't even show like he's surprised. So what happened? A retired general, I heard, a retired soldier of Nigerian army, very old man, converted his land, his portion of land in Abuja, to a garden that seems like everybody goes there too. So it was their turn. No warning, no paste of notification or anything at all. The next thing, they brought in their bulldozers and they demolished everything. That's what the old man said. They demolished everything. In Abuja, is story.
On Thr Abuja, Development Control, FCDA, led by one Mr. Galadima, demolished a garden owned by a retired general. Everything in the garden worth millions of naira was completely demolished, and the destroyed items were chattered away by scavengers, popularly known as Babambola. What a great loss. The shocking part of the story is that the said general was not informed, no quick notice from the Development Control.
Good evening, sir. We have seen the way these people destroy your garden. We are not happy. But what happened, sir?
What will I do? I was here in the morning and I saw them coming. They say they are from Development Control. And they started marking the place. I said, what for? They say they are demolishing. I said, how can you demolish? Without notification, without anything. They say they must demolish today. And I begged them, I said, please. I met the director on Mr. Galadima, who I used to know. And I said, please, give me 1 week. He said no. I said, okay, just give me a day to move my properties out of there. Huh. He said no, they will not allow me, they will just destroy everything. And before I know it, they brought the tractor and
they start leveling everywhere.
And as they were leveling, the area boys, the Babambola, started stealing everything. So today, what was here yesterday is totally flattened by Development Control, who claimed that they were acting under authority of the minister.
Sorry, sir. But we have seen like all your fridge and all other things are completely destroyed.
Crushed with their tractor.
This is serious.
Crushed, including my personal document that I begged to be able to remove. They never allowed me to remove it time.
Sorry, sir. Sorry for what happened, sir.
Thank you very much.
Sorry for what happened, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
This is a sad news and a harsh action to a retired general who has served his country for good 35 years.
Look at those fridge there. Go that side. You see that fridge? You know?
Everything. We did not even carry anything.
Yeah. How you not carry anything? No, come this side and see. Oh boy, see how many millions of naira we don't go here now. Hi.
The reason behind the operation by the Development Control remain unknown, but a humiliated action against the retired general with no regard.
See, what you are actually seeing there at play is what you can call impunity that has now become law. A process where injustice happens from the people who are supposed to protect the people's rights and give them justice. So what do you run to? Nowhere. So Nigeria has become that kind of lawless place that it might take you becoming a victim before you actually realizes it. Yeah, that's something again about Nigeria, right? Sometimes when you talk about things happening, sometimes they will sound so strange. Do you get what I mean? As stuff that they will say stronger than fiction. Yeah, some stories from Nigeria, when you listen to them, you're gonna be like, Abba, is that true? Yeah, it's true. It happened. Really? Where? To who? So that is why most of the time people need to become the victim of the same system to understand, right? The deep rot that we are talking about. You see, when you don't have law and order in a place where anything goes, where you have this anyhowness, right? Where you practices whataboutism. What about this one? You, Mayegun, I've been watching you. What about, how come you're not talking about, what about that one? What about, you see? It's unfortunate. So people need to become victims for them to understand how to react to injustice. And when it hasn't happened to them, sometimes they tell people to move on. Oh, Baba, move on, Jare. I don't understand all this complain, Jare. Something will don't happen for the past 2 weeks. Baba, move on, Jare, instead of you to just move on. They want you to move on. But whenever it happens to them, they will now watch them with the kind of reactions. The reactions that it will be like the whole world is against them because all of you are quiet now. Can you not see what I'm suffering? Can you not see what they are doing to me? Everybody is quiet now. Typical. That is why on Mayegun's Diary Political, for me as a professor and the GO in this temple, in this field, I have realized that the type of injustice you have in that contraption does not even spare anybody. You're not spared. I'm a Christian. Now like this, it not to affect me. I am a Muslim. I'm a Yoruba man. Oh, I'm an Igbo man. I'm a Hausa man. Touch me. You are lying to yourself. Because the injustice is there. It can't be like one MF, karma. There seems to be the only thing that is democratized in that contraption. Development, babu. Human rights, protections and all of that, umba. And then, when it comes to this shaggy, banza, it is the most democratized thing in that contraption. Now, everybody, every tribe, every ethnic nationality, every religion, everybody they collect. And that is even enough to really unite the people, that you don't even have to be the direct victim in that sense before you stand up and say enough. But we haven't gotten to that because majority possibly, they're like, whatever shake in Nigeria is showing them, to them it is not beyond what they can handle. It's not beyond what they can manage. And God did for them as well, I mean, we believe in God. So God is always faithful and all that stuff. So people are always living in that denial. And at the same time, they are using what is called the coping. The kind of trauma these guys have inflicted on them. Again, more will leave that. General, I don't know where they want it to end. I don't think that's a very good thing to do to somebody who was a Nigerian soldier for 35 years, retired. Retired that he can actually really go and start working now to get money to go and buy another house. No compensation, no nothing. Yeah. Is that enough to actually, like, any young person to look at and say, I'm going to go and join the army? They don't even see it that way. They don't see that their actions and everything they are doing, they are contributing to more and more of the citizens, right, disinterested in the country, in anything that is going on there. And that is not a good thing. Although they might think it gives them the power and control because, yeah, the more you are not interested, the freer they are, the dumbos that are listening or following them, they will never question them. So fine, if you're not interested, fine, it is to our own advantage. But the thing is that they are going to successfully build a country of morons. And these morons are going to be so entitled. And these morons are, in their large numbers, they are going to be embittered. Because whatever they are promised, which they won't get, all right, will make them even more dangerous, not just to themselves, to these guys in the long run. Because humans need the skills, the proper skills to survive. And that is why nations are investing in education, every and any education at all. Countries are investing in them so that they are producing population that will match whatever the world is demanding, in the next 10 years, 20 years, and 30 years. But these rogues are busy raising idiots, praise singers, ass leakers, all risers, voluntary slaves, obedient fools, sophisticated morons. They are raising them in their numbers. Others who seems to be all right, I mean, they look okay on the outside. Then you ended up going to check and realize that somehow they have been conscripted into the zombieism of people who can't really think, and mostly repeating what the rogues are expecting them to repeat. It's like self-sabotaging yourself. You know what I mean now? Like politician says, oh, everything is going to be fine. Don't listen to anybody that is telling you otherwise. Oh, we are going to be seeing the result of this, and that. And sadly, in this instance, for example, sadly, now the same people will tell you the same thing for 8 years under Bokwari. Add 8 years to their ages. Oh, if you look at some of these guys who are the Ronokus you see everywhere today, including the ones that they call their influencers, 10 years ago, right? Remove the 10 years from their ages, right? You will realize how young they were doing Vuvuzela for APC, Egbekegbe, from 2015 to 2023. Now they are older. Most of them are men. They are repeating the same thing they told you for 8 years under Bokwari. The same set of morons. Oh, they turn around and tell you that Tinubu inherited a dead country, a dead economy. They are saying that to you. From who? From Bokwari. Who is Bokwari? It was the guy, the same set of people praised for 8 years. And they told the rest of you that, called them out and said they were failure. They told the rest of you that it's because you are not patient enough, and it's because you are blind. Because if Bokwari's policies, Bokwari's this or that, he will be paying off later. No beyond that, if nobody Bokwari's 8 years supposed to begin the pay, they can't tell you say nothing there. So they have to start all over again. Now, Tinubu and his gang, same set of people are now telling you again that now you just blind. That Tinubu has achieved in 2 years more than what Obasanjo achieved in 8 years. They are forcing that now. At the same time, they are saying that 4 years is not enough. 4 years is not enough for anybody to fix Nigeria. Okay, 4 years is not enough for anybody to fix Nigeria, right? But you have already fixed something that Obasanjo didn't do for 8 years. You've done it in 2 years. So that means by the time you finish another one, another 2 years, you probably would have you would have completed, done more than what Obasanjo, Yaradua, Jonathan, and maybe even Bokwari did in their own time for 24 years. So if that's the case, then you don't probably need a second term. But at the same road go tell you say, no. The work continues. There's no work that is continuing. It is the looting that continues. And to those of you who continue to help them perpetuate that, now here we go there. Now, yeah, I go there. Right? Okay. So here is also a good reminder. All right. Like I said, you see what I mean, the what do you call it, the fundraiser I'm doing on the side, which is just through my PayPal, and at the same time for everyone who might be living in the UK, people were asking that how can we help? Listen, I have got just two ways where you can help. Okay, you can use the PayPal, right, to give the support, and if you live in the UK, you can use the Diaspora Radio's bank account. It's quite easy, and it may look like if you punch them in and it doesn't look like it matches, well, I think it's because it's not the regular kind of a bank. So just use the name Diaspora Radio International as the name, the account number, the sort code, and the bank. It will indeed get to me. You can even send me a screenshot so that you can confirm if I got it or not. Okay. So Mayegun's Diary Politico again. Here is why I need that support. So I can tell you now, since I feel like I have to properly, so that you can understand how important it is. Now, Mayegun's Diary Politico as a platform here, right? For all these things you're saying, to tell you the truth, right? They come from, a serious sort of like investment. These are the hardwares. So behind the scene, I've got other softwares. Softwares are not bought off shelf. You subscribe to them. So there are most of the things that I have to use to make you see me as you're seeing or wherever you're seeing, however it is sounding. Now, when before the YouTube algorithm started messing up with me in the last, and I've been struggling with that for a while, to be honest. So when they started messing up with me, like about 4 or 5 months now. So initially I was like covering up the deficits just from my own end. When I say deficit, it now comes to the point whereby my outgoing is not ordinary. It's not like, it's not like the ordinary people's outgoing anymore. Not like an average folk going out. So I've got a lot of outgoings. And the moment my income, which is my revenue from all sources, dwindled, I'm talking about revenue dwindled by more than 70%. Do you know how drastic that is? It never go back up. And at this point, it is almost choking enough that I could possibly not be showing up regularly to start with. I won't be showing up regularly. And then another thing is that the quality of what I'm actually presenting may become altered. I've actually come this far enough. So I don't know how long YouTube is still going to be like that. And if you see me ask for help, it's because I actually need it. Simply because if my mind is so much on how to ensure that everything is still running smoothly, like somebody sent me an email, Idris, and he said, I mean, there's so many things you are not telling us, and your eyes, your face tells them more that there's so much on your mind. You still have to put up a smile. You still have to put up, the face, present the show like nothing. But right behind those eyes, I say, well, maybe you can see. So I don't have to put it up out there, but I have to be. So if you are one of those who always say, oh, Mayegun, we are here for you, then this is time for you to actually really be there. It's not by force. It's not forced, okay? So eventually, right, what I go find in level. If you make it easier for me, it simply means I can concentrate, and I have to. Now, like for instance now, so they always have different times that they come out for all of them from all platforms and all that. So tomorrow I have like over 600 pounds extra of what is going out from my hand. And I could really do with any help. You get what I mean? So that's why. So if you see me, if you see that I kind of come back and say, well, I need your help again. Listen, it is because I do. And it is not because I can't feed myself. No, it's just to make sure that, things remains as they are. While behind the scene, everything that is needed to keep it running is in place. And I won't lie to you. It's not easy. So it's got far gone, I'm so far gone from when I used to use my phone. It was easier. Life was easier then. Didn't need microphone. I didn't need all of this. Just my phone. And I could just turn it on anytime and do all of that. I've invested so much in this simply because I want the quality of what I share and the time you spend with me to be worthy. I mean, to be worthwhile, right? Now I'm going to wrap up soon, like round up soon. But I still have like two things to share with you. A younger lady, has made a video appealing to the church on behalf of her mom. First, she apologized to her mom, saying, "Mom, I'm so sorry. In case if you see this video, I just have to do it. My mom can't be doing this, and that all the time. And yet, when she needed the help most, she hasn't gotten. I don't know what courage she has to do this. But again, I can tell you that it was probably like the last resort. Listen to this."
I'm sorry, mommy, if you come across this video because Sabi and Adumadu body go share the video give you. I am very sorry and send my apologies to daddy, but I had to make this video. I have been fighting myself because I just want people to hear that if you are serving God, you just have to serve without wanting or needing anything from the service yourself. Now, my daddy and my mom, they've been serving in the church active for about 28 years. I think 20 to 30 years. I'm not sure about the number of years they've been serving, but they've been working actively in the Redeemed Christian Church of God for over 30 years. Secondly, I'm establishing a fact here. I'm establishing an information so we can understand through the story. And my parents, my dad, in course of serving, came down with diabetes. He came down with diabetes and it affected his sight, his legs, and almost amputated his legs. He's currently blind as we speak, and it's not been easy for them. My mom is presently an area pastor in the Redeemed Christian Church of God, but for over almost 30 years, they did not get support from the church. They did not get support from the church. I'm not sure Daddy Gio, Daddy Adeboye, with all due respect, sir, I'm not sure they let my daddy meet Daddy Gio for support. They did not help him. They even told him to step down from service without any money. My dad is currently just at home. It doesn't have, the children are the ones sponsoring, helping for his medical, mercy. If I talk to my mom about it, she'll get angry that we should leave it, that's how it is, service. But I'm telling you for a fact that it is seeming wrong to me for people who have dedicated almost 30 years of their lives and still serving now. My mom is the only area pastor. They demoted her so bad. So they told my daddy to step down from service without even helping him. He's currently blind. I don't want any pity from you people. We are doing well and we are taking care of my father the way we can take care of him. But I'm just telling you that this thing discouraged me to a point that I stopped going to church. But I just started going back to church and I'm having my peace, and I'm just seeing that God no be man. God no be man. I wish God can come down and speak. It will be better. But God no be man. I just want you to, I've refused to serve in any department in church. I would not give my service to church, but I will give my service to God, which is my utmost obligation. I am just saying it in case any member of the RCCG sees this video. My mommy's name is Pastor Blessing Sagi and my father is Pastor Mr. Blessing Sagi. You guys should check on your pastors. Give them something. People spend their money. They spend their money for Let's Go Fishing to open churches. They borrow money just to see that the work of God is going on. If these people die, they forget them. And that they have been sick and he's just in the house. Nobody cares to check up on him apart from one of his friends in church, Pastor Wamba. They don't check up on my dad. For somebody who gave from ushering to another level, they just removed him like that. It is well. I'm sorry.
Soruga. So the young lady was just speaking for her parents. Her dad, a pastor, or was a pastor. Her mom, a pastor, Mrs. The father is blind. Rather than support him, they removed him as the pastor of this, removed him from all other church programs and all that, and appointed his replacement. I don't want to go into this church stuff so that you won't say, Mayegun, is that one now business now? Me will leave him. So, I mean, it's just that when I saw that video, I couldn't but just save it. Right? And hopefully, who knows? Maybe through my own platform and other platforms too, the message will get to the Babajio. I don't want to say all I have heard about that kind of situation, okay? But again, who knows? You just don't know what or which would help people to get the help they need, right? So yeah. Finally, I also saw a video. Apart from these killings going on in Nigeria, being perpetuated by the Fulani terrorists, the Boko Haram, and then some other wannabe terrorists, copycats in the southeast and all these places, there are other issues going on in that contraption, right? Which seem not to be coming to an end anytime soon. You remember that when you have the Ijos, Ishekiri in the Niger Delta, especially those ones who are like in that Delta states, Warri and all these areas, where the Ishekiris are also indigenous too. So the Ijos, they have been at loggerhead for God knows for how long. I've had reports where Tompolo led his own soldiers, his militants, to invade another Ishekiri community simply because he had what it takes to unleash such mayhem, and they said they were fighting over border or over land. Now, this has been the situation for generations. That's what I heard. Right? People have been killed, like slaughtered, all because of this behind the scene. So the generation, the younger generation, who are supposed to be the younger generation of Ijos, Ishekiris, like, you know what I mean? They themselves have inherited this hatred and this division of their own fathers. And there's one video that stands out where one of them was actually like threatening, sending a threat. In this day and time, somebody made a video and said, we are going to kill all of you. Over what? Land? Oil block? So, even if you are going to fight over oil, crude oil, on whose land has the crude and not the rest of that, the ones where they all up on our land right now, is it not just to become a guard for pipeline that most of it, the best you are getting from it, as the Niger Deltans in Nigeria today? What is the most lucrative job you have gotten out of having crude oil in your area? To become vigilante for pipelines, vigilante for, you know, crude oil thieves, bunkerers. For young people talking like this kind of makes me feel like, man, we shouldn't have been the same country in the first place. And if we were to be, it shouldn't be under this kind of arrangements. How do you describe this, or what do you say to this?
We deal with you now. You understand me? We deal with you now. We don't go like this, so for the Kota road, like we did like this. So the Shekri then like this, and they tell us, I go fuck una up 247. Where to go take do now, una go run, leave worry. As una be so, una don't know the father way to say born una so. Una don't know na grandfathers them. They follow na grandfather, they hold grand. we go trombone na 247. As I dey talk like this, the rain sef don dey fall small small. And you know say e just man fight. When the rain dey fall, so na to kill na finish. Una know that one. So we go begin pele una.
That guy is said to be the third in command to Tompolo. You know Tompolo? Do you? Right. So they said that guy is Tompolo's third in command. And that's why you can't take what he just said. You can't take it or just wave it with one hand and say, don't listen to him. These are guys who have actually committed murder. They have committed killings enough that they enjoy this political kind of like coverage, the political immunity and all that. You know? Anyway, that is what the rogues running Nigeria, that's what they have actually turned the place into. So I hope you don't become a victim yourself before this whole thing is brought to an end. Brothers to brothers, they're supposed to be of the same kind of like neighbor to neighbor, like cousins, or you know what I mean? But it's a place where people can't just wait. They can't wait to have an opportunity of slaughtering themselves so they can show to the other people that they are superior. We'll show to you that we are superior. We'll kill everybody. Why? Because we are superior than you. We want to let you know that we are your fathers. Fathers, like, what does that going to hand you? Respect. You don't want to respect us. We'll kill everybody. We'll burn all your properties and everything so that you can respect us. Respect you for, like, war. You know? Anyway, I will leave it for now. And I'm going to say thank you to everyone, all of you, for your time. And yeah, I'll see you again. All right. And hopefully, I will survive tomorrow. But until then, please do me that one single favor that costs you nothing. Like the broadcast if you haven't already. But if you have already liked it, don't do it again. Just once is okay. If you joined us midway, for instance, like you just joined, I advise you to please, roll it back and watch it from where or the part you missed. To everybody else, good night to you, and you'll have a wonderful night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun dayari Ayinde #1.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun dayari Ayinde #1.
Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Mayegun dayari Ayinde #1.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun dayari Ayinde #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun dayari Ayinde #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun dayari Ayinde #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun dayari Ayinde #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun dayari Ayinde #1.
Mayegun dayari politico.
Mayegun dayari Ayinde #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun dayari Ayinde #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun dayari Ayinde #1.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun dayari Ayinde #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Mayegun ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Wọ́n bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Àyè.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́. Ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.